is and what's changing with social media and universal search. Go ahead and bookmark the notion of SEO crack, because it's coming. So 1 billion new URLs every day. Google knows about 1 trillion. The web is getting bigger, faster than Google can keep up. And this is going to get worse and worse. So your problem is standing out. You have to prove to Google that you are important enough for them to keep around. And one of the most interesting things that's happening recently is you have to prove that you're important enough to be kept around for a while. So there's a whole new index. You can go listen to Jeff Dean's Google Fellows talk on this. I'm calling the fast index. So they'll keep you around for 2 days if you get a dig that has 12 digs. That page will be in the index for 2 days and then it's gone. So it's not just a matter of getting in, it's a matter of staying. So, you guys are probably familiar with PageRank. It's a general kind of relaxation physical force model, which attempts to say popular pages pass rank or power to other pages. There's a continuous decay, and this all sort of reaches a stasis. One of the biggest problems has been computing PageRank in a rapid way. And you can go read about this in the Creative Commons logo. Now, PageRank has been credited as being this really powerful concept that Google invented. What's underappreciated is it's just a hack. PageRank is a new genre of what's known as query-independent rank. So if I didn't know you from Adam, you hadn't given me a query term, and I had to give you pages on the net, what page would I give you? Well, I order the index by query-independent rank, and I give you pages in that order. Now, when I get a keyword, I search pages in order of query-independent rank. As soon as I get 2,000, I stop. Have you ever tried to click to the 200th page on Google? It stops, right? There's this dirty secret in search engines. They don't go that deep. They say they retrieved 1.5 billion. That's a guess. Do it again tomorrow and that number will change dramatically. Way more than it possibly could. Or probably should. So, PageRank is a hack to make Google's job easier. What they do is they search their index servers until they have enough results, and they search them in the order of PageRank. There's all sorts of more sophisticated strategies about how they stratify the content and so on. But in essence, you should think of PageRank as being poker stakes. You have to have enough PageRank to get in the game for the keywords that you're trying to rank. And that's what PageRank does for you. Okay, how do you get it? You get it from links. So we've talked a lot about this already, and we've talked about link reputation. And so link reputation is the size of the happy face that's linking to you. Right? So how powerful? CNN is a classic example of a high power website. So, but it's not just the page rank of the links. It's the text of the links. So, title, body, URL, and anchor. These are 4 data streams that the engines have available to them to match keywords. So, and those searches are potentially broken apart separately. What anchor is the text that's used to link to your blog. So you guys might have seen me flashing my iPhone app here. This is an example. So iBlipper blog is the link. And so we'll look at a couple examples. Links, links, links. So there are a couple neat tricks in Google that are fairly advanced. You can run queries called all in title, all in URL, and all in anchor. And this will allow you to see how your site ranks for matches just in those data streams. So if you do all in anchor, you'll be able to figure out what pages are matching best for a particular keyword in the links that link to you. Does that make any sense? So when people write links, they put keywords in. You really want to pay a lot of attention to that, and that's one topic we haven't mentioned tonight, is it's not just who links to you, but what keywords they use to link to you. And these advanced operators, once you get a hold of mastery of link colon and site colon, move on to all in title, all in URL, and all in anchor. All right, so next up, universal search. So Google is starting to blend content from shopping news, video, deep databases, answers, blogs, etc. And you guys have probably all seen this. I want to tell you a little bit about how this works, because this is really an end game around the normal route of SEO. So here's a slide from Marissa Mariah, a VP of Experience at Google. Sorry, it's a little hard to read. This is showing how the queries happen. I want to talk to you a little bit about this. We start off with load balancers, and we end with load balancers. So we go through a, let's see, what's the direction here? Yeah. So we've got a web server that gets a request. We talk to ads, we talk to web search, we talk to our local database, we talk to all these different data sources, and then the mixer, which is this third from the rightmost column, takes all this data and re-ranks it. So here's another critical point to understand. Google's ranking is two paths. They retrieve a bunch of stuff from the index, they get it all in a pool, and then they run a secondary ranking process. You heard of duplicate content. So duplicate content is the notion that people put the same page up twice, right? Google doesn't want to put both of those pages both of those results on the screen. It's really, really hard. It's intractably hard to detect duplicate content on the web. It's not intractably hard to pull 200 results back, look for duplicates, and drop them. So that's what's happening in this mixer, right? The mixer has been around for a long time, but what it used to do was simply re-rank that 2,000 results that they got from the first query and give you a better ordering. Now what it does is figure out whether it should show you blogs or local or web and so on. And so now you've got an end game around the normal SEO routes, which is pretty cool. Now, the next thing, and the final bit, and I think I might have actually gone fast enough to take a question here. The next thing is the fast web, and this is the thing that I'm most interested in, and I think where the interest is in me as a sort of professional reverse engineer of Google these days. Here's an example from 2 days ago. We see a dig that got 117 and was in the upcoming section. What's the definition of happiness? At position 1. I checked tonight, this guy's still here. So what Google is very clearly crawling dig hundreds of times an hour. Right? Google has probably got an entire index server dedicated just to crawling dig. And what's interesting is what they're doing is they're pulling this title out and they're adding it to the record in their database for this page. And then they're throwing away the dig permalink page. Now maybe they're not throwing away for this one, but they're throwing away for all the things that got 3 digs. But what are they keeping? They're keeping the words that were used to link to that page, and they're adding that to the index of the page. And so this is you can go, like I mentioned, go listen to Jeff Dean's talks. This is the interesting thing about the fast web. Google's index was never designed to operate this quickly. And so they've had to build a new index and a new set of crawlers that really is much, much faster. And they've got multiple levels of merging, and they'd really not like to. Right? Jeff Dean's #1 mission at the Web Search Data Mining Conference most recently was, well, I wish we could find a way to have just one algorithm, just one index, instead of having all these different index structures for the fast web and the normal web and the local index and so on.
Is the reason because I got 117 gigs, so it works out in 4?
Well, the importance is Google does not have a parser. The question was, in that particular case, was that still in the index because it got 117 digs? It was still in the index because it was on Google's upcoming page for 6 hours. Google crawled dig's upcoming page probably 100 times during those 6 hours. And it noticed that page was on there for 6 hours. I've seen differences in a page that was on dig for 1 hour from a page that was on an upcoming on dig for 4 hours. So that's what I got for you. I can probably take one question. I'm on Twitter. Always Be Testing is one of my blogs, and our DVD course for Stopping the Search Engines 2 is at stopping2.com.